so much better than I've ever felt. This is so cool.
Their own images could be converted into touchable tactile artwork.
To see other people around with guide dogs, with canes, using the braille, barriers were lifted. We could access it just like anybody else could. Fantastic.
Today isn't about the technology. It's about changing the world for people who are visually impaired to make the world accessible for them.
When we started developing our AI technology itself, predominantly we aimed it at our main customers, but actually when we started brainstorming about what other potential users could be using the AI technology, it came to us that there was a use for people who were visually impaired, people who have never seen images, never seen artwork before. Imagine if you had a photograph at home of your wedding day, a baby, a portrait, your loved one. What if we could bring a photograph into our software? What if we could turn that into a 3D model? And what if you could print that out on a 3D printer? That is where Carveco's AI-powered technology steps in. We've developed a way to convert photographs into detailed bas-relief models that translate visual information into touchable forms. These tactile artworks can be 3D printed or CNC machined, giving individuals, educators, and institutions the freedom to produce them independently. And that's really where the start of our Touch Beyond Vision exhibition came from. Being able to do something like this where it can truly change people's lives.
I didn't know anything about disability until I became disabled myself. I'd feel left out, quite honestly, because, you know, people can walk into an art gallery and they can go, wow, that's so beautiful, and I would just be standing there, lost and confused. 1.3 billion people are disabled worldwide, so, you know, we're a minority group that isn't actually that small. If people were to know about this tech, they would change the museum industry. Right, I'm going to start at the top. Wow, I can feel all of the different little towers and spires up here. They're really detailed. That's so amazing. Stonehenge?
Yeah.
That is so cool that you can feel that much detail.
So yeah, it's definitely Ziggy era. Yeah, David Bowie.
I never knew what these people looked like or what these places looked like, and now I do. You know, sort of things like Stonehenge. No one's allowed to touch them, but now I felt part of it.
But the art side, I think it's just amazing. It's amazing. It brings us so much joy and pleasure, and you know, the fact, you know, that now this technology exists to bring life to the blind and visually impaired. It's going to inspire us. Me and my wife, we've had so much fun this morning.
Oh wow, you can actually feel the dress. This is one of my favourite dresses. And oh, you can feel the buttons.
For people with low vision blindness, it's critical for them to have access to tactile art, to tactile images, so that they can fully experience the world of art.
I think this is like the best tactile exhibition I've ever been to.
It's the first one and it's amazing.
Yeah, honestly guys, smashed it. Like I've been to a few others, but they can't get the depths like these guys.
Yeah, like you can't touch them.
Yeah, yeah.
This is very important for exhibitions and museums, especially for people with sight loss. And I've done work with museums, and this is a step they need to be going in.
And it doesn't surprise me at all that Carveco are at the forefront of helping make technology like this more accessible and transform people's experience.
So as a teacher for young people with a vision impairment, it's really, really important as much as possible to have tactile resources that will build upon their learning experience If you imagine you have sight loss or restricted vision, somebody could describe it to you. They could put their opinion in about what the Mona Lisa looks like. But if you're given tactile representation of the Mona Lisa, then you are there able to make your own opinion, so you become more autonomous in your learning, more independent. And for me as an educator, I look and I think, gosh, if we had that level of equipment at school and at an affordable price, gosh, that would take away a lot of my resource building time, because if I've got to make tactile resources for so many different lessons, and we had that on site, wow, fantastic.
I am so excited to feel my wedding photo.
Follow me to the end.
A couple of steps behind you, yeah.
Oh, I can feel my dress. That's so great. Oh, imagine if we had all of these at home. That's so sweet.
You underestimate how much you miss something like this, and then when it's in front of you and you actually have it back after 12 years and you don't realise how much you missed it when it was gone. So thank you.
So what's been a real interesting learning curve from today, especially when the schools came in, was that it's a real interesting learning curve that schools depend upon this sort of artwork. And what we're doing is we're speeding up the process for them to be able to digest more of this artwork, more imagery, to speed up their learning process.
There is so much want for this and so much need for this. And the ideas that people have, where they can see this being put in education, something that came to me today, somebody was feeling the tree. It's like, wow, we could use this to teach how different trees are, how different historical moments were. Photographs are so important for history, and you can describe that, but hey, you can feel this. You can feel what Winston Churchill was like. You can feel what this famous battle scene was like. You can feel what the Titanic was like. And that, to me, has been amazing, and it's been wonderful to see that, and I can see so much future in this, and I really hope that this opens up the world of accessibility to everyone.